Emotional power and emotional reactions, emotional energy. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 34 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. We're doing one thing every day to get what you want, and I'm doing the challenge right along with you, doing one thing every day to get what I want. This month we're focusing on the emotional well-being aspect of the 9-part life framework that I've used for, 9 parts since 2021, but prior to that was a 7-part framework, and I just added confidence and communication because I think that those are core foundational things that I wanted to always be continuously improving in, and I wanted to make sure I was setting long-term goals and objectives and then breaking them down into little bite-sized pieces so that every day I'm doing something to move me toward the life, the person, the emotional control and power that I want. Now, emotional power, I'm going to grab my magnifying glass so I get this right. It's the ability to use our inherently short-term emotions, our reactions, and the actions we take short-term to our best long-term interests. So we make the daily decisions, the daily ways we react and respond to things, make sure that they're contributing to our long-term success and our goals and what we want in life. Now, our emotional brain is considered to have executive power over everything else in our brain. So our emotions and our feelings actually drive everything. They are the overriding factor when it comes to what decisions we make, what experiences we have, how we experience our experiences or the things that happen around us, our ability to understand and deal with challenges that pop up every day, our how effectively we use our energy, and our emotional energy is critical and vital to our overall what we experience in life, how happy we are, how much joy or how many positive emotions we experience versus negative emotions. Controllable emotions are considered things that we can choose to experience or not. So for example, when we feel sad, that feels like that's something uncontrollable, that something outside us stimulates us and causes us to feel sad. But anger, on the other hand, if we get to choose to be angry about something or not, that's something we have the ability to control via our reactions. And we're going to talk about something called the emotional guidance system in a couple of days, because it's just a level of positive to negative emotions that we can choose to experience. And one of the quickest, easiest, fastest ways to feel better is to just reach for a slightly better feeling emotion. And we'll talk about that. Emotional energy is how we feel about what is going on in our lives, our work, our relationships, inside of us, and our general situation. That's the energy we have around emotions. And it can be, of course, positive or negative. And we want to use our emotional power on ourselves to make sure that we're experiencing positive feeling emotions more often than negative emotions. Emotional power and emotional energy is our personal power, something that only we can control and only we can manage. And it's based on us acknowledging what we're feeling, what emotions are popping up for us. Remember, feelings are the thing inside our body that we acknowledge and experience and we pay attention to. And then emotions are kind of the names that we give to it that help us describe and feel and decide how we're going to deal with the feelings and the emotions that come up in our lives. Just like anything else, emotional power and emotional energy can be used for good or evil, both on ourselves as well as on other people. I'm going to suggest right now that you only use your emotional power and your emotional energy on yourself and making yourself a better person and making the world a better place. For soul-related reasons, it's of course always your choice, but that's my recommendation, because we get back what we put out into the world. So let's put good things out so that we get good things back. Our action item today is just to think about how in control of your emotional power and emotional energy do you feel right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, hey, I'm totally controlled by my feelings and my emotions. Whatever comes up, I just react to. I don't control it or think about it at all. It's just react to experience, or something happens, response. Something happens, response. Don't think about it at all. That would be like a 1. And a 10 would be, hey, I am in control of how I choose to respond, how I use my energy, how I use my emotional energy, how I react and respond and what I do in any given situation. That would be like a 10, because you're just always on top of it. And you decide, hey, something bad happened. I'm going to feel sad for a few minutes, and then I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to go on and I'm going to say, okay, what's the lesson I learned from this? Or I'm going to be sad for 2 hours or 6 hours or 2 days, a whole weekend. I'm going to wallow in sadness, whatever. But you choose to deal with and respond to things in a way that's best for you. Short term, that impacts the long term, right? So, scale of 1 to 10, how in control of your emotional power and emotional energy do you feel? Here's the trick. If you feel positive a lot of the time, you're higher on the scale of emotional power. If you feel sad, depressed, stressed out, worried, fearful, angry, or any of the negative emotions, then you're closer to 1 to 5, or 1 to 3 to 4 to 5 on the emotional power, emotional energy scale. So I think you've noticed already that I like to add measures to things so that I can see, well, how was I doing in February? Then I can touch base in a couple months or in December or whenever I want and say, well, how am I feeling about my emotional energy, my emotional power now? Maybe in a couple of months after we go through the month of February and we work on emotional goals and emotional well-being topics, you'll just, and I guarantee we're going to, as part of the SOAP framework, we're going to put some things in place that make sure that we're always doing the best things in the short term for us to have the long-term positive results that we want. All right. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow with another emotional well-being related topic. If there's anything that you have questions about or want me to make sure that we touch on and cover, make sure you just drop me a note or drop me a message so that we don't miss anything that's important to you. It's about taking this challenge and making it your own. That's the power in it. That's the emotional power in it, as well as the personal power. All right, catch you tomorrow.